Well, good day, my friends. Anyone that knows me knows that I love Christmas. I am a year-round Christmas tree person. I wish the season never ended. And I think I found someone just as crazy about Christmas as me. The Ornament King, the artist Christopher Radko. He's been making Christmas ornaments for 40 years. Where did this love for Christmas come from, Christopher?
Well, first of all, yeah, we are cut from the same cloth. I adore Christmas. It was always my happy spot when I was a kid growing up. I do my homework by the light of the Christmas trees. And, each year as I got taller and older, the Christmas tree had to be taller as well. Finally, we got a 12-foot Christmas tree, and it was my job to decorate it by then. And I bought a brand new tree stand. But unfortunately, one of the legs of the tree stand buckled and cracked, and the whole 12-foot tree came crashing down, which is like insane. My grandmother was so mad at me. She told me I'd ruined Christmas forever. So that was like, oh my God, so much guilt. So a little bit of guilt goes a long way, and I started looking for glass ornaments to replace the ones we had on our tree. But back then, this was in the early 1980s, no one was making ornaments anymore. Everything was plastic and styrofoam from Hong Kong.
Mass-produced, kind of?
Mass-produced, exactly. But as luck would have it, I had a friend living in Europe, and she said, hey, Christopher, we still have glass ornaments here in Europe. If you want, I'll send you a care package in November, so you can make amends with your family. I said, I don't want to wait till November, So she sent me a whole box of ornaments like in April. And all my friends saw them. They said, where do you get these beautiful glass ornaments? I said, well, they're from countries like Poland and Germany and Czech Republic. And they said, well, can you get some for us? So that was really how my business was born. I started importing and wholesaling ornaments to gift stores across the country. And it snowballed. It literally started growing. The first year I sold like $25,000 worth. The next year, 4 times as much. It just grew and grew and grew. And, eventually I sold my original company. I don't own that anymore. I have a new company, and it's called the Ornament King. And all my ornaments are not made in China. All my ornaments are made in Europe. And this is an example of one of them. This I made exclusively for the Cherry Blossom Festival. And it's this wonderful sterling silver Santa. Look at all the details. I even have an eyelash lady. All she does is paint the eyelashes on every single Santa. And look, it's got cherry blossoms all the way around. Those are all hand-painted. All the cherry blossoms
That's
are
incredible.
hand-painted. Isn't that great?
That's not just an ornament, that is art.
It is, exactly. It's art glass. And see, it's sterling silver on the bottom. That's what makes them all shiny and reflective. They pour the sterling silver in the very top of the ornament, swoosh it around so it's nice and shiny and reflective. And because I'm the Ornament King, it has the little Ornament King crown on the top. But this is what I'm here to celebrate, part of the 20th anniversary Cherry Blossom Festival right here in Marshfield, Missouri.
What took you from, you mentioned that you would import, what took you from just doing that kind of as a business to wanting to create and design, and because that's a lot more. That's very detailed.
Yeah. It's actually they went hand in hand. So I was importing what I designed. Each year I'd create a new collection.
Oh.
The first year in 1986, I had about 50 ornament designs. Then the next year in 87, I had about 110 designs. So each year I created new designs. I didn't want to show the same things each year. It's like in the fashion business. You don't see the same tie or the same jacket in the store a year later. You have a new design. So same with the ornaments. I had to create a new design each year. And, I pretty much, I would say I've designed over 15,000 ornaments already over the decades, and I still love it. And the fact that I'm still having them made in Europe, not China, it means a lot to people. I'm working with the glass blowers and the painters where their ancestors were doing this over 100 years ago. So it's a great tradition to share here in America.
Do you find that your own personal interests kind of help guide what you design in an ornament?
Absolutely, yeah, that's a great question. Actually, I'm inspired by many of the ornaments I had as a child growing up in the 1960s. Some of my grandmother's favorite ornaments. I love the vintage look. I like going back in time and making, Christmas from a century ago, relevant and beautiful today.
Now, is there a place that, with that many ornaments, have you personally been able to collect one of each to where maybe someday you could do a museum of every ornament you've ever designed?
That's a great question. Actually, the Smithsonian has been after my collection.
That would be killer. I mean,
I know. But I'm enjoying them. I'm not old enough to be worried about that. But But I try to save, at least one of everything. I don't have a full collection, believe it or not. I mean, if the store has bought the box, I give it to the store. I don't keep anything. But sometimes I have to go on eBay to find my own favorite ornaments just to have that special one. But, I have my own website, theornamentking.org, and that's where you can find this year's collection. And we're starting to get on eBay and Amazon, places like that. But, through my website.
You have a great reputation. Can I ask how many is that particular a number of? Like, is it a limited edition?
That's a really great question, too. Yeah, I think that we got an order for about 150 of these.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
So it's a very small, it's just really for the festival. So once they're gone, they're gone. Most of them are pre-sold already. So, but I do special orders, like for charities or hospitals or, corporate orders.
Great. That was actually a question I was going to ask if you partner with people for good causes to create something.
Absolutely. So I can, and I do, because they're a great way to raise money, actually. So, if a corporation or a charity contacts me, I can, maybe repaint something using their logo or create a new design for them. Or if they want a whole new mold, I can do that for them as well. It takes some time developing. Everything's made in Europe, so there's no machines that make these. And what's also interesting is that it's the men who are the glass blowers because they have strong lungs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the women are the painters, because they don't mind sitting and painting 500
Asians.
Flowers, and they don't mind the detail work. A guy would go crazy, doing it. And like I said, I even have an eyelash lady. All she does is paint the eyelashes. That's her job description. Hi, I'm the eyelash lady.
I was going to say, how do you apply for that job?
Oh, I know. She drinks lots of vodka while she's doing this just to keep her going. But it's fun. And, these are heirlooms. People will give them to their kids and grandkids. 100 years from now, when we're all living on Mars, these are the ornaments they're taking with them to their Martian Christmas trees.
Do you have a favorite ornament that you've ever created?
Probably because it meant so much during 9/11. I created an ornament called Braveheart, and it was a heart ornament with the American flag on it. And I could not keep them in. They just flew off the shelves. Every department store in the country wanted it. The CIA ordered it. The FBI ordered it.
Wow.
I could not get them in fast enough because if you remember, all the flags were sold out. You couldn't find any flags after 9/11. So the ornament, I would see in people's windows. I would see in the backseat of people's cars hanging from the window. That ornament, I loved it. And we raised so much money for the Red Cross, too, with that. It was Braveheart. So, but, they're all my babies. I love them all. They all make me happy, so.
That's got to feel special to know that so many people connected with something like that. Christmas is, I hate to say it, it's not everybody loves it as much as we do. And some people are kind of the bah humbug, but I think something like that, you reached, something beyond Christmas ornaments.
I did, yeah, because it's a heart. It pulls on your heartstrings. The ornament contains the memories of where you bought it, the occasion. Like people who came to the Cherry Blossom Festival, they're getting their special ornament, and they'll always remember the whole weekend here when they hang this ornament on their tree year after year after year. So, some people buy them as wedding gifts or baby shower gifts or housewarming gifts. So a lot of stores sell my ornaments year-round, not necessarily because someone has their tree up year-round, but because it's a commemorative. It's like, oh, look, honey, we had this ornament ever since we got married, or ever since little Susan was born, or this is when we got our new house, And a lot
of people like to get just a new ornament every year to commemorate the year. So
Absolutely. And some mothers will put the year on the bottom to put the name of the kids on it, to kind of make it extra special for them. But this is a great ornament. I love that they're lined in sterling silver. Isn't that amazing?
That is incredible.
On the inside, that's what makes I can see myself.
In addition to this ornament, how many will you put out this year?
This year's collection is about 200 designs.
Wow.
Yeah, about 200 designs, and you can see them on my website, theornamentking.org. And then next year will be a whole new collection. I got to get busy with that right now, actually. I'm always a year, in advance.
Congratulations on such a successful artistic career.
I love my work. I love being able to do what I love. It's hard work, like running any business, but I'm passionate about my work. I know that I can't be in everyone's homes, but a part of my heart will be in people's homes via these ornaments that I make each year.
Well, the last question I have, and then you're free to say anything that you want to the audience, did the Christmas ornaments save your family Christmas?
My grandmother forgave me.
Good.
Because I would bring home a box of every ornament, and like the basement was full already. So she forgave me. Yeah, and celebrities collect them too. I mean, it's Elton John does a whole tree of them. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hugh Jackman. I mean, there are a lot of celebrities that collect them too because they love Christmas. As much as I do. It's pretty remarkable. I've met a lot of great people. Look, if you love Christmas, we're speaking the same language.
Yeah, you're keeping the magic alive. I love that.
I do. Usually have glitter all over my face at night from handling these ornaments. So I was like, oh, you went out dancing, didn't you? So, but yeah, I'm happy to be able to do what I love.
I hope you write a book someday about your story to go along with this, because you're a pop culture icon now. Whether maybe you see it or not, you are in this field. So thank you for everything. Where can people go buy your work?
I would say a better gift store near you, or online at theornamentking.org. That's my company name, theornamentking.org. And we ship, and we're getting our new shipments in the summer. And we'll be shipping all fall. So we're ready for Christmas. We sure are.
Thank you, Ornament King. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. And Merry Christmas.